Solidworks Training, and today's topic is Product Data Management, PDM and PhotoWorks. What do you mean by PDM? Product Data Management. What do you do with PDM? And everyone will have the question, what is the link between Product Lifecycle Management and Product Data Management? Solidworks Workgroup Vault Admin is specifically designed for the small workgroup engineering. The people who is the design department of maximum 500 or 600 people, and they are involving in a design project and they want to work in a collaborative environment. For them, this is the preferable data management software. And moreover, it is easy to deploy and easy to learn and easy to understand. That's why many companies use SolidWorks for product data management. There are different terms and there are different concepts you should understand behind this SolidWorks PDM. Before that, let us understand how and where we want to install PDM. The installation of SolidWorks Workgroup Vault Admin and PDM server is given clearly with images in catcenter.org website. Please refer for that image. Please refer that page to understand how this can be installed. Without proper installation, you cannot understand this training. So please go and do it, and then start to learn this. Now let us understand how to install the softwares in the machine and which process is followed in the companies, and what we are going to do right now with this PDM. This is the typical installation of PDM server. In a project, if you look this first slide, it is this first flow chart. Project leader, and we have 4 engineers working under this project. It is not required everyone should be in the same location, or it is not required everyone should be in different location. It is only a collaborative what we are doing here. So the project leader can be anywhere situated. He may be Mumbai, or he may be at Pune, or he may be at Delhi, or he may be Chennai, and you will be at any of the location in India, or it may be in abroad. So typically, how will you install this software and how these workgroup engineering can use this for their data management? As I told, project leader can sit anywhere. So that project leader machine, if you see that system, what he is using, he will install SolidWorks Workgroup Vault Admin and client application, and also PDM server. These 3 he will install it in his machine. But if you think about the engineers, which we call as client, here they will have SolidWorks and client application. This is the typical installation in a company when you want to make a data management. But as far as our training institute, since everyone is not having server-based applications, server-based methodology, we can go with this standalone method. Means you will install all this application in one single machine. It is in my laptop. I'm going to install SolidWorks Workgroup Vault Admin, client application, and PDM server. And we are going to log in as engineer 1, engineer 2, 3, and 4. So the thing here, you need to be clear where and how to install this 4 applications: SolidWorks, Vault Admin, Client, and PDM server. Please refer carefully each and every steps given in the ORG site for installing SolidWorks. Once you understand this, then you will have a clear idea about why we want to install this all in one machine, and how can we manage this data effectively. Next, let us understand the different terms and definitions for the PDM. We said about name called as PDM server. We said client application, and we are going to see user also. So what is exactly this server, client and user? Server is a computer that handles data request, email, file transfer and the other network services from other computers. Client. A client is an application or system that accesses remote service on another computer called server by way of network. And user. A user is a person who uses computer or internet services to log on into an account. And a user is required to authenticate him with a password or other credentials for the purpose of security, accounting, logging and resource management. Now we need to understand where the server is, which application will act as server, and which is client and which is user. To open the application, now I'll cancel this. To open this application, go to Start. If you install it properly using all the steps given in the overview site, so you will be getting this icon here. Means you can go inside and from here you can choose SolidWorks, and here you can see this application will be installed. And select this. This is the Vault Admin application. Here I will say the default username and password is PDM admin, and here the Vault computer. If you are logging into the server machine, you have to enter the server machine name. But here I am going to use my laptop, so I enter MCAT02, or it can be localhost. Anything it can be done when you do with the same machine. I'll use login. Now this is the Vault Admin application. This will manage the creation of users. We are saying about users here, and this is where you can see you will be able to understand the different users. So only these people will have the access to check in the document or to check out the document or to modify the projects given there. And client application, if you open SolidWorks, you have to go to Tools, Add-ins. From here you can see SolidWorks Workroom PDM 2009. This should be activated. If you activate in this application, you can see I will pin this. Right now it is login. I will log out. Now if you log in this, you can see this is what we call as client application, and this is what we are defining here: server, client, user. So the server, right now my C drive will act as a server, and client application this is the client application, and user is when you go to the Workroom Vault Admin. So again I will do the password. Now I will say the password. This is the one application which will handles all the data, which should be having read-write access, which should be having different control levels. Everything will be done by this application. And this is what all about server, client and user. The person who is interested to learn PDM, they should be very clear about this point. Then only they will be able to understand why we are using different applications to check in the documents. And you should understand the difference between client, server, and also separate software called as SolidWorks. What is the link between these three and why we are using it for data management. The next slide, it says a brief about product data management. This product data management application is a software which runs inside the SolidWorks environment, or we can run as a standalone application, which means the project leader, that is we, right now we are doing here, we can have only this PDM application, Workgroup Vault application, to create or to apply some conditions and access for the user. So it can run inside SolidWorks or it can run as a standalone application. And the major advantages of PDM is control revisions and manage CAD project. We have 10 or 20 different projects. Every time we do number of changes. every changes we cannot track and we cannot save with different name, date and time, everything. So here, using this PDM solution, we can control the different revisions and also the CAD projects effectively. And I said every user is authenticated with username and password. So without username and password, they cannot retrieve the data, and that's why we call this protecting the project's file with simple and complete security. And we are spending very less time in organizing data. We will understand when we are doing different type of activities in this PDM. And of course, if you do all this, definitely productivity will be improved, and due to the teamwork, you will have little bit of task done in short duration, where we can say teamwork is enhanced and we can say we are doing in a collaborative environment. And next, these are the major keystones of PDM. First one, these 4 points you should not forget. First point, searching and sorting files, change control and sharing, secure vaulting and revision, tracking references. I'll make this to be a little bit clear. Searching and sorting is when you have 10,000 parts, you can search from the vault as simple as possible and you can sort it as simple as possible. Change, control and sharing. You can give access for a user to have control on the component or the design for 1 month, and once you complete the project, you can share the same data for other, where the first one will not have the access. And that's what we are saying, change, control and sharing. Secure vaulting. As you know, without having username password, you cannot read the data. That's why we are saying secure vaulting, and also revision. To have multiple changes, we call as revision, that is manageable here. Tracking references. When you check in any one document, when you copy this document into the vault, that we call as server machine. If you check in one assembly, automatically all the parts which is referred with that assembly, everything will be checked in inside, and that we call as tracking reference. And reference is tracked both down and up, which means if you input part, it will show where this part is used as reference in the other assembly. This is the advantages you have with PDM. And what exactly this workgroup vault PDM? We are seeing this application. What exactly this workgroup vault PDM will do? It's a data management solution offering a fully integrated, easy to deploy, and this is used for work collaboration, controlling documents, searching for documents, and determining the document relationships, check-in, check-out of documents from a vault, automated revision control. So these are the different tasks done by workgroup vault admin. So he is the one, that is, this application will be handled by the project leader. He is the one who will say read-write access will be for engineer 1, and read-write access will be for design engineer, and read-write access for customer. He is the one will control all this, and he will use this application to give different access and to track the different revision levels. And that is the use of workgroup vault admin, and this application will be installed on the server machine. But as of now, we don't have server machine. We are going to use the same laptop, C drive, which is this laptop will be acting as a server. So we are installed 4 applications in the same software, and we are going to see the difference. And these are some of the basic philosophy of PDM vault admin. Files are stored in the vault. So where this vault is? Vault you can see in the C drive. When you install, you will be able to see this vault. This is where all the files will be saved, and this will act as a server right now. That file where you install, that is the application where you install using PDM server, which drive using, that drive will be act as a server. If you install using server machine, and that will be the whole thing which has all the projects, all the models in that server. And the first point is files are stored in the vault. Users have access to the vault. Users check out and open files from the vault. All required files are copied to the user's local workspace. If you look at this point, what we are trying to say here is, when you check out any drawing from the server, means we have this application. I will go and log in here. If I check in any document by opening like this is how we will check out the document from the server. When you do this, you will have one more local copy created in your local machine. If you are checking out the document from the server, you will have a local workspace, local copy in the workspace, and that is why you can see you will be getting the maximum speed to work and to check in the document also. Since once you complete all the operation and you will check into the vault, you can avoid the maximum traffic happening at the network. And when users are finished with the files, the check-in changes and they may release ownership and delete the local files or both. This is one more advantage you have with SolidWorks PDM Vault Admin. And next, these are the once again giving clarity on the Vault and Vault Admin tool. Vault is a directory where documents are stored in project directories. Here I was saying C drive, here Vault data and projects. Here you can see whatever you are doing, everything will be saved with the local copy. This is what we call as server, and in that servers, in this folder, everything will be so. That is what it said here. Vault is a directory usually on a server where documents are stored in project directories. Vault Admin tool, this one. Vault Admin tool, it provides access for the PDM Works Group Administrator to set up the system. He will use the tool to create users, projects, projects and divisions and lifecycle schemes, and also establishes global setting that affect all users. And next, PDM client. PDM client, this is what the PDM client. I will log out here. This is the PDM client. And what is the use of this PDM client? Client software is used generally by the users either inside SolidWorks or as a part of SolidWorks Explorer to access PDM Vault Admin functions. The client software is used to check in documents in and out, increment revisions, view informations, and create reports. And next, this is very important, understanding the color. When you look this application, if I log in, you can see here every part. This is already we have a set of projects. Then here you can see there are different colors. Blue with white mark, and here you can see we have cyan color, we have magenta color. What exactly different colors will make meaning? One is white line through a blue circle. The document does not exist in the vault. That is what it is showing here. This document does not exist in the vault. White upward arrow in a green color circle. The local view document is newer than the document in the vault. White downward arrow in a red circle. The local view document is older than the document in the vault. White equals sign in a grayscale. The local view document is equal to the document in the vault. White star in a green circle. This is a new document or new document reference. Document name in orange. The document is ready, is read only, and document name is read only. And the next, document name in bold. The document has changed since it was last saved. These are the important things you should understand about the color display of the part. And if the user is not clear about this, definitely he will not able to do the different management task with the product data, and which is the most essential one for every user to understand the color, since he will not have the idea why this color is showing here for this component. And there is one more advantage we have here, SolidWorks Explorer. This comes with SolidWorks. You can see here SolidWorks application. Sorry, once again I'm opening it. SolidWorks. Okay, click OK. Opened. Go to SolidWorks 2009. Here we have SolidWorks Explorer. This is one more application which is designed you to perform the operations such as renaming, replacing and copying SolidWorks files. This is same like it works like desktop searching, but this is one more enhancement with compared to that. You can see here whatever the file you move here, you can see accordingly it will show you the icons. If I go here and if I say I would like to see this one, you can see. So similarly, if you go to the file directories where you had saved the documents, that you can see dynamically here, and you can change according to your need. We'll go to SolidWorks Training where I saved my documents. Here slide bracket you can see here. You'll be able to see the part showing here. You can right click and you can say pack and go, rename, replace. And apart from that, you can also check in the document. If it does not check in, you can check in the document using this vault. Okay, this is what all about File Explorer. Once again, this you can use it for both check-in and also for, you can see the what are the operations you can do with SolidWorks. It is given in the slide. File management tool designed to help you perform tasks such as renaming, replacing, copying SolidWorks file. You can show documents reference. PDM workgroup can be used through SolidWorks Explorer when SolidWorks is not installed too. And let us see the brief introduction to these points. Product data management, introduction to PDM, LAN, WAN, server, client, user, advantage of using PDM. And this slide is given for the user to understand what is the first class he should start before he get into the PDM. He had to make them understand these points very clear. 6 points: logging into account, vault settings, creating a new user and group, setting up revisions, everything, whatever it may be given here. The 6 points it should be made clear, and then he can proceed with the class. And these are the different topics we are going to discuss. Product data management topics, the same other topics, and we are going to have different objectives covered in each slide. Let's see this each steps in detail. As we discussed earlier, the trainer should be giving clarity on this 6 point, and he should be able to explain PDM, LAN, WAN, server, client, user application with flow chart, or it may be block diagram, and he should be able to understand how it is a customer should be able to understand how this PDM can be implemented in their projects. And you should make them understand briefly about vault settings, logging into vault, and also setting up revision schemes. Still, it is not essential for everyone to start with this one, but they have to understand, they should have an overview on this, the 6 points, before you start with the first class. Now the first topic is graphical user interface of Vault Admin. As we know, this is the Vault Admin application. We have totally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 tabs here, and each tab is used to give different type of settings. First one will decide the global settings, and this is used to create users and group, and this will help us to streamline the projects. Setting up revision schemes, this is especially useful for drafting purpose. In drawing, you can make a table of revisions, defining projects and read write access, different project permissions assigning in this tab, and assigning lifecycle status, and project properties. You can assign properties for specific part which is checking into this vault, which is going into the server, and standard libraries. And at last, using triggers, you can set some notifications. This is the brief about graphical user interface. And to log on into local vault machine or to log on into local server, the same process. When you go and choose the application, here you need to enter the Vault computer name where you had installed the software Vault. If it is installed in your same machine, you can enter your machine name or you can enter localhost. If it is server machine, you should enter the vault computer name, that is the server machine name. And choosing the client application, as we told earlier, you should go to tools, add-ins, and this application should be check-in. If you choose this application, you'll be able to see the client application. Local view and vault view. In this SolidWorks environment, this we called as local view and this we called as vault view. Using vault view, you will understand the parts which is checking into the vault, and this is helpful once again to drag and open whatever the components or the assembly you will use for design purpose. And next, customizing vault view. You can customize vault view by right click on this tab, go to here, you can see we have display with names, or you can go to SolidWorks Workgroup PDM options. Here you can choose what you should be able to see here, which one you should be able to see here. References, vault, command defaults, folders, labels, and here you can see labels. Right now I'll apply status and click apply. You can see accordingly, you will see the status. Okay, here it is showing the error, but I'm saying this is how you can display the SolidWorks vault view display. And now the objective is you should know how to create users, groups and new projects. Let's see how we can do this, and later let's see how we can give read-write access to these projects. To check in into this application, we have to get into the icon, select this, username pdmwadmin and password the same, vault computer name, login. Here users and groups. When you open this as a initial first application, if you've installed the first, initially you can see three users. One is pdmwadmin, user underscore r and user underscore w. By remove from here, but as a default it will be there. The password for other two will be pdmworks and pdmadmin will be same pdmwadmin. You want to create user, select this new user to add additional users. Username I will make it as Raja. If required, you can enter password, display name, email, everything you can enter. I'll click as it is without anything, click OK. And the username I'll make it as John, click OK. And new username I'll make it as Rizwan, click OK. And new user Shinoj, click OK. So similarly you can enter the different usernames and you can create number of users. But if you believe I want all the users to be one group, that means you have to make the projects to come under one single group. You can make a group here. I'll make a new group here. I'll make it as Whirlpool. This they will be doing means pdmadmin and John and Raja will be the group which comes under Whirlpool design. And next I'll make it as Bell projects. Click OK. And here Rizwan and Shinoj and pdmwadmin, that is the leader. These three will have access. This is how we can create new user and groups. Once you complete this, to create new projects and to give access for this user and group, get into the tab projects. Initially you will have a name sample, but as of now I remove this, but you will have a name with sample. You can remove this or you can modify the same. Now I will create a new project. Here I will say design of mold. I'll copy and paste, which should be displayed here. Click OK here. Next, analysis. I'll copy structural analysis. So I'll copy and paste it here, same description. Now we have two projects. In design of mold, I required this whirlpool should have read-write access. Apply here. When you select this one group, you can see it shows with the small RW, which means the dependent users will also have read-write access. And structural analysis, okay, before that I will give S to apply changes, and structural analysis I will say build projects, apply. This is how you can create users, groups, and you can give read-write access using this projects. And the next topic is how to check in documents and understanding the dialog box where it opens and what it says. Now I will log out this and once again go and log in using any one of the user. I will use PDM admin. I will click OK, or I will choose OK. We will use John. I'll click OK and log in here. Now you can see the John which comes under design of mold only, that will be shown, and one will be showing with the hidden view. Now I need to check in some documents. I will use this this assembly, and I will open this one single part, and this I need to enter into this design of mold. This part has to be entered here. Once you save this, you can right click on this tab to get the command called as a separate toolbar, SolidWorks Workgroup PDM. Select this. Now here you will be able to see icon, check-in icon. Now you select this. Before that you select this project and get into this one icon. Now you can see we had selected only one single part. Automatically all the reference geometries, all the reference components is shown here, but I don't require all these parts. I require only fan to be check-in. Select this option, check-in, and here what it says, check-in, but still okay, I don't require assembly also. I require only prop bushing. Check-in here, but it says once again assembly will also be included because it has the dependency. Now we have the option of getting retain ownership. That means if you uncheck this, then that document will not have any order. Let's see about what is this. Just plainly check in here, click OK. Now you can see the components which we said. You can see here one assembly, and below you have the component. This is what we are checking now. And once again I will remove this, and I will say once again into check in, then we'll understand the other concept behind it. Remove this. Once again I will open the component. This is the prop bushing, and this I want to check in here. We'll go and right click, check in this document, prop bushing, check in here, click OK. Now you can see the document is checked in, and when you're checking here, you can see some of the advantages you can enter. I will check in here. You can see retain, or if I uncheck this and if I check in this, then you can see the display of name here. What I will do, I will right click here, display name with owner. You can see here there is no owner for this document. Once again you can right click and you can take ownership. This is given if you don't like, I mean you have completed the project and you want to release the ownership so that the other can take the ownership to complete the remaining task. So when you check in this document, you can say whether you want to retain ownership. If you use retain ownership and if you use delete local copy, from here the local copy will be deleted and you will be getting the ownership there. I'll check in here. Okay. Now you'll be able to see the view here. So John is a user, he has the name here, and you can see it is highlighted with magenta color with arrow mark. And once you complete this, you can once again remove this by right clicking this part and say delete rollback. But this can be achieved, that is, when you right click you are able to see delete rollback. That can be given access only from this global settings. From here you can see delete rollback archive documents. We are given all users. If you say strictly no one, then no one will be able to remove this. Administrators only the leader who is there, only he can do it. And here you can see administrator, we are given access only to PDMW admin. Only he is the person can check in into this vault, other they cannot do it. And this is how you can create projects and you can check in the documents. And once you made any change, let's say this chamfer is having 0.5, I'll make it as 0.25, and now once again I will check in this. You can see right now it shows us the A01. okay, check in here, and you can, if you need, you can enter number, description, notes, whatever you need you can enter here if required. Right now I'll check in as it is to this project, and now I will change this 0.25 into 0.5. After mating with this component in the assembly, I feel 0.5 is not enough, 0.25 is not enough, 0.5 is applicable. I'll select this and I'll say changes, and now if I check in it after once it is completed, I can see it will show with the revision scheme as A02. And that's what all about checking documents and understanding checking documents dialog box. And now let us understand how to set up revision schemes and how this will be affected with the settings in the global settings of Vault Admin dialog box. Now we are going to see the revision scheme. Here revision scheme we are using primary, secondary. That's why we're getting only A01, A02. But if you say I need one more separator, you can give a hyphen here and you say 01, and this is not this, I will make it as small AA and small ZZ. Okay, and this should be ranging, and I will apply. Now I will once again close this document. We will remove this document and will check in freshly here. Click OK. Now the whole assembly I will take it here. Now when I check in this whole assembly, here you can see the revision scheme is starting with A01 AA. Check in all the documents, and once you finished, you will be able to see the modification whatever you do in the every changes whatever you do in the modeling, and that will be added at the different type of scheme. Let's see the example. Here mating condition distance is given as how much? The distance is 12.7. I'll make it as 13. Okay, Control B. Now let's go and check in this. You can see here it starts with A01 AB. So like similarly it will go AC, AD, AF, AG. It will end with AZ, and once again BA, BB, BC. So this is what the revision scheme we had set here. But there are some conditions where we will say we don't require all this. I would like to do in a different way, where I should input the revision scheme as first one as design stage. Next, once design is completed, manufacturing, and once manufacturing completed, inspection, and once inspection is finished, go for final dispatch. You can also copy and paste other text document into this window. Click apply here. Now let's see how this work out. I will remove this whole assembly from here, and now I will select all this. Right click, delete rollback, click OK. Now I will open the part. Once again the same assembly. Now if I check in this document, I will open one single part. This part I would like to open. Only this I need to check in. I will select this, check in. Here the first revision is design stage. Check in inside. Once you completed, the second change I want to do, this whole circle pattern, and it is saying how many holes. I will go and edit. This hole should be having 13 holes. Click OK here. Once you complete 13 holes, once again you check in here, you can see the difference. Now the revision will be manufacturing. Similarly, you can do number of changes. Every time it will start with design stage, manufacturing, inspection and final dispatch. Once you finish the last revision level as final dispatch, once again it will start with the design stage. So don't forget this. Once you complete the last revision scheme as final dispatch, the next revision scheme will once again start from the design stage. And this is what all about using range listing. Ranging here, I'll make it as A to Z hyphen here 01 to 99. And the sequential revisioning, last revision type optional, these are all this will work with the sequential revisioning. Even though you keep primary and secondary, I mean if I make this to be tertiary, okay, and if I use sequential revisioning, okay, here I'll make it as A and ZZ. So even though if you choose all this primary, secondary and tertiary, if you say sequential revisioning, it will count as A01, A02, A03 in such a way it will do it. But if I uncheck this, you will be able to use these options, that is primary, secondary and tertiary. And last revisional type optional, which means if you use this one, then this will not be able to use. You will not be able to use this tertiary one. That's what we call as last revision type optional. It is once again given in the book. Refer the book and understand this. And the next point is understanding global settings. Let's see some of the settings here. Before that, I will give you one more view on this once again. Sequential revisioning, if we apply. Now if I check in any document, I'll close this. And now we will use one more component to check in here. I'll open this part. Now we have chosen the revision scheme as sequential revisioning, but still we have defined primary, secondary, tertiary. If I check in this document, you can see here start with A0. You do number of revisions accordingly, it will be counted. And if you uncheck this, I will make it as a negative separately added. I will make it this to be last revision type optional. Now if you look into this revision scheme, definitely it should have all these three. But if I select this last revision type optional, and now if I check in, you can see the difference here. You will not be able to use the last revision level, and that's what we are choosing here, last revision type optional. And let us understand some of the vault settings here. If you see, the first option is vault lock. This vault lock can be used only by the admin, that is by the project leader, or it can be used by any of the user. You can make a setting in this vault setting, but preferable you can leave as it is, as a default what is given here. And vault information, here you can see where the vault data is installed, whether it is in the same machine or it is in the different machine, or which location it is installed. Keep extra copies of latest file. If you choose keep extra copies of latest file, then you can see whatever we are doing here, he will have one more copy in this directly. You will have projects, and here you can see there is a file called as latest. If I say I don't require this one and I will apply this, you can see automatically the file will be removed. Now I will say once again keep extra copies and I'll apply. You can see once again latest folder will be added. This is what keep extra copy of latest file. This will keep a copy of the product which you had checked into the vault. Hide project with no access. Here John doesn't have access to the second project, so you don't want to show it. You can select this and you can say apply, refresh this. You'll be able to see, you will not be able to see the second project. And force user login. If I use this one and if I apply this, when you check into document, you are supposed to give both username and password. Without that you cannot enter into this application. That's what we are saying, force login, user login. Allow revision bumping. Now whatever we do here, it is okay, let's remove this and let's see what is revision bumping. Now I will check in this document into this design of mode. If you check in, it is getting the revision as A01. I don't require this much. That is the third tertiary I don't require. Copy and paste. I will use save password. Now I don't require the revision scheme should be primary, secondary, since I don't want to complicate this. Cancel this, refresh. Now I'll go and check in this. Still we defined it, no? Applied, yes. Okay, even I will remove this one also. Refresh this and now check in this document. Now you can see revision A01, and now I will check in this document. Once I check in this document, it will always start with A01, A02, A03, but instead I would like to make some difference. This A01 should be Z01 or E01. Right click here, go to allow bump revision. Here I can see bump revision. You can specify what type of increment you need. I need others, and I will say it should be F02. Click OK here. Now I can say this is what we called as bump revision. But once again you cannot get back into A02. Once if you did the bump, and once again you cannot regain it. And that is what bump revision. Okay, the remaining thing we will see one by one in each process. We'll also understand what is this document properties. If you see the document properties, right click. If you want to see document properties, right click a product here, go to document properties, document information. In this you'll be able to see the document properties, where it says about who created, where it was created. Apart from that, you can see number of information if you want to add as a property. Properties here, revision, number, description. If you double click this, you are not able to add any description or number for this product, since you don't have the permission here. Now if I choose allow change document properties, now if I right click and go to the document information, in this properties, if I double click right now, I can enter and change the description whatever it is there. And that's what we call as allow change document properties. And allow users to create sub-projects. When you create any projects, you can see here when you're creating it, new project, you will have parent level. You can create one more project under one project. This you can do it from here, or you can right click here and you can say create sub-project. And here you can enter the name. Plastic components, consumer, and I'll click OK here. So this process of creating sub-project, you are giving access using this command allow users to create sub-project. If I uncheck this, you will not able to see the right click. You can see here you will not be able to see the option. And this is what allow user to create sub-project. And let's see each thing in a different module. Let's go to the other topic, understanding global settings. Now the next is creating sub-project. Now we had seen the creating subproject in the last slide. Let us understand how to make bulk check-in of documents and copying, deleting the project files and different topics under this objective. Let's see this in detail. The next topic, bulk check-in of documents. As of now, we had seen document check-in with one single document, or if you check in one assembly, the part which is referred with that, everything will be check-in into the vault. But now there is one more situation. You are working in a company and you have some subordinates, and you have to check in all the documents which is in your local desktop, which is given to your subordinates. So now you have the folder where it contains nearly 1000 parts. You cannot open one by one and you cannot check in the part. And that's why we need a solution to check in the bulk model. Let's see how we can do this. Go to SolidWorks Workgroup Environment and go to Projects. Here we have bulk check-in. I will use bulk check-in, and from here you can choose where the folder is from where you want access. And I'll go here. Now let's say tool twice, and I'll say add files to list. Now you can see the immediate check-in of all the documents with the new revision level, and the owner should be whom. As right now we are seeing we are not having any owner defined here, but you can see it is in the project design of mold. So obviously the person who is there in this project, they will be having the access. And apart from this, you can say which project you want to modify. We can check from here, and what is the revision level. And if you choose retain ownership, you can see automatically the ownership will be assigned. And after selecting all this, you say check in files and click OK here. You'd like to skip the renewal? Yes. Now you can see the files will be nearly 14 files have check-in here. You can see that. Now you are the owner and you have all the files in one single stretch. We are checking nearly 14 files into this vault. This is all about bulk check-in. And next, let's see how can we copy, delete, archive a projects. You want to delete the projects or you want to archive a project, you can use this one. Delete, I think you know, if you select and if you say delete, that project will be removed from this place. So we'll keep as it is. When you are practicing, you can try creating. Okay, right, let's see the same we can see right now itself. I'll make it as ADC is the project name, and I made a display here. Now I want to remove it. Go and say delete project. Yes. Now I want to copy the project. You can select copy and you can see which part you want to copy to the new project. Name, new name, it should be vendor of vendor A underscore design of mold, and from here which one you want to choose. I want to choose not everything, I want to choose only these many parts, and copy project. Here the name with I don't require any name. I'll keep a copy here, and I'll be able to see one more project is created under this user with this name, vendor A design of mold copy. And that's what all about copying project. And if you think like I want to archive, means what I will do, I will go and say open this component, and here we are going to do some modification. What I will go to is fillet is, will make this to be 3, and I will save and I will check in this document. Okay, right now it is showing read only. Okay, as it is read only, we cannot use it right now. I'll close this and I will check out this document, because we are in the John as a user, so we are not able to access this. I will go and say switch vault user, Here I will use once again PDM admin. Okay, enter the password. Now I will check out the component. Check out. Right now you can see it is not showing as read only. Now I will say the sketch cut should be modified. I will make this point 1 should be stretched here, and I will make changes and I will check in this document. Similarly, I am doing other changes, like I will change the color. And now I will check in this document, and this base sketch here, this height I'll make it as 0.25, and I will rebuild and I will save and I will check in this document once again. So we have nearly 3 revisions here, in 4 revisions. When I check out this, I want to archive the second, first and second. I don't require this second and first to be retrieved by the user. How can I archive it? Go to archive project, which one cap you have. I will use not cap, cap screw. I can check in this and I will say archive here and cancel this. And right now if you check out this part, you can see you will not be able to get this too. You can see automatically this tab, this button will be deactivated. If you use A04, you can once again open it. This is how you can archive a project. Once you archive, you can go to restore and you can restore which revision level you don't require. And this is what archive, copy, delete the projects. Next, let's see how can we copy the project permissions. Here you will be able to see a design of mold has John PDM admin Raja has the access. Now I want to copy same to this plastic components. Now we'll remove all this. We'll say this to be copied. Go to copy projects to where I want to copy these 2 plastic components, and I'll click OK here. Now you can see, if you select this, automatically you can see the permission of design mold is given to plastic components. But obviously if you make sub project, that will have access, but I'm giving an example how you can make a copy of project permission. Since I said if you work in work group engineer, definitely there will be 100 engineers, so you cannot choose every time. So you can copy and paste the permissions from one project to other project, and if you want to develop the same project, you can copy this permission. It will be easy for us. The next, viewing the configurations. Viewing the configurations, I will open this component and I will say check out this component. I would like to make some configurations. So first one, add configuration. Here I will say whole display. Okay, and one is default. Now it is whole display. I will hide all these holes, suppress this holes, suppress. Once you complete this, I will make it this to be the whole this to be the default one. Okay, this to be the whole display configuration. Now I'll go to default one and I will say unsuppressed. Yeah, it is unsuppressed way. Once again, whole display, you can see it is in the this whole display. Now let us save this and check in this document, close this document. Now if I open this, you can see, okay, not opening. Right click here, preview window. Here you can see A01 with holes, A02 without holes. This is how we can view the, sorry, not revision, configuration default without hole display. I given the name as whole display, but we are hiding the holes. This is how you can use the configuration to view before you opening it. So once again you have the advantage which configuration is there in the part and which one you require to open it. And understanding the document information, we had seen already how to change the properties there. Let's see one more time. Right click, document information. Here you'll be able to see who is the owner, what is the last division level, properties, history notes and references. If you go, you will be able to see the component which is depending on this assembly, where it is used. It is used only in this assembly. It has any attachment, it has any configuration, preview of the picture and view. So everything you'll be able to see here in this document information. And apart from this, you can see the e-drawing application is installed as a default, which is easy for us to send this document once again using this print, send, and you can also mark some markups also here. Stop this and make a markup here. Okay, these are the different advantage you have with document information. The next, how to delete rollback. Delete rollback is achieved only when you say this administrator will have delete rollback by all users. Go here and choose this part, right click, you will have delete and rollback. If you use delete, you can see the component will be removed, but I don't require it should be removed, it should be rollback. It means right click, rollback. Here rollback, I need to roll back this A04 to A02 and click OK here and select it OK here. Now if I select and check out, you will be able to see only 2 revision level. This is what rollback. So delete, rollback. But this can be accessed by using the setup in the global vault settings. And let's see how can we attach a non-SolidWorks document. Now I have a Word document, or I have an PPTX, that is a slide. I will use this one and I will just go and leave on this design mode, or you can leave on this tool twice. You can see it is asking, do you wish to add this document attachment? Yes. And check in this document. This is how you can understand even the other external file you can check in. And the great advantage is when you check in this document, when you check out this document, it will open in the respective software. So you can check in, or you can keep the track data of even ANSYS, ProE or any other quotation for the component. Everything you can check in one project, because you have the advantage of checking the non-SolidWorks document, and when you check out, once again it will be opened in the respective software. And this is the advantage you have with PDM. The next slide, we are going to understand some of the settings under global vault settings. And bump revision we had seen already. Knowing about search tab, revision table, lifecycle status, properties, assigning standard libraries, about triggers. Let's see each topic in detail. Now let's see the global settings. Here I will say allow the user to rename. If I uncheck this, what you cannot do is, if I go and say this project has to be renamed, I'll select F2, right click, rename. What it says, allow users, where we check this, allow users to rename documents in the vault. Now we uncheck this. So if I select press, and if I select this and if I say F2, if I say I don't require this copy and enter, now you can see document name is already okay. I will once again make up changes for this. Refresh. Now we had removed the option of renaming it. Okay, now we'll go and say this should be cap screw enter. You can see you're not able to you're not authorized to rename this. To achieve this, go to check this option, and now if I say this should be renamed, I will remove this, and here it should make this one. Now you can see you can rename this. Similarly, you can save log information. Go to save, and you can save in the respective folder. And now if you see that, you'll be able to see the log list, whatever you started from morning till evening, what is the information you have initialized the server, or you can read this, you can understand what it says. This is the small log list, what are the process done in this server. And next I would like to show you, because on this folder, this slide, we have search tab. This search tab required one more application called as Microsoft Indexing Service. If you installed it, this will be inactive. Otherwise, you will not be able to build a catalog. This catalog building will help us to streamline all the parts with a specific process where you can retrieve the component by searching in a big history. As of now, we cannot see the difference because we have only a less number of parts. Whatever we do here, we cannot see a big difference, but once you enable this indexing service, then it will help us to search the document as soon as possible. And next we have revision table. Let's see what about this revision table. Now I had activated revision table. Now what I will do, I will open a component from here, and we will make a component from here. I will say eccentric, open, check out this, and from here I'm going to do the drawing for this component. Click OK, and I place this component here. FLUENT, I have this view and also this view. After doing this, now I would like to say this should be shading. Okay, and once I complete this, I would like to insert the model item, that is dimensions for this entire model. And once I complete this, I will place it here. It should be located on this area. And now go to insert. Okay, first I will save this. You will save in the respective folder. Now go to insert table. We have revision table. Click OK here, and you can see the revision table. Now what I will do here is I will check in this document. Once it complete, I will check in this document. Check in this document into the vault, the same project. Check in. Here you can see it is referred with that, and now let's check in this one. Now you can see the table will be shown with A01. Now what I will do, I will say this should be in wireframe, and I need other information. So what I will do, I will go and do a sectional view on this part. Sectional view, create a profile from here to here, and I'll use sectional view. And this view should be aligned, means I will break the alignment and then place the section view here. Now once again, if you check in this, you can see one more row will be added here, and this is what we are setting up here. Enable revision table, and the revision level should be at which level? Primary, secondary, or tertiary. Now it says only visible 3 rows. If you say 3 rows, and now you are doing one more changes here, this should be in hidden mode, and when you check in this one, it goes to A03, and once you complete third revision level, and later you are saying this should be once again in the shaded, and once if you check in, you can see A01 will be removed automatically from this list. If you check in, it will show only starting from A02, A03, A04. And especially with this drafting environment, A revision table is very important since you do a lot of changes, and that changes has to be exactly shown in the table format. How many revision level you did, and what is the date you had modified and who uploaded. And this can be shown with a list using revision table, and that's what we are doing with revision table. And next we are going to see assigning lifecycle status. Let's see this topic in detail. Let's see the other topics. The first topic is creating lifecycle status. Now, when you decided to understand lifecycle status, the first thing you need to do is go to projects and say everyone is having access for all the projects. This will help us to understand the process easily, and moreover it is only for the lifecycle status assigned for an user group who has access for all the projects, so that they can understand it first initially and they can implement according to their need. I don't require this project. We have design of mold who has all the access, structural analysis have all the access. Go to the life cycle, and here enable the first option, second option, and I had typed status like this. Typing from here, I had manufacturing like this. I had typed some of the status. I don't require this last one. I will use the existing three: modeling, analysis and motion simulation. Now under modeling, I would like to say, if I use the status as modeling, I would like to say it should be the user John, and here I will apply. Now here once again we need to say for all this you should have the access. Apply. And for analysis we should require all the access, and also for motion simulation we should require all the access. Okay, so modeling you will have change the document owner to John. And next analysis, it says if the analysis status is selected, the second revision level will go to the status as motion simulation, which means the motion simulation has the owner, which means motion simulation, if I say that should be the owner Raja. So if you say motion simulation, okay, if you do this analysis as the lifecycle status, the second revision level will go to the document owner as Raja. And motion simulation, once again I will say this to be the third revision. If you do using this status, it will go to Shinuj. Okay, so understand this. First, modeling lifecycle status, you can see first tab it is selected as John, and second you can see it is chosen as motion simulation, and third you can see Shinuj, and here it has chosen as model. Okay, modeling we don't require, we can say none. So if you say none, automatically you can see here if it is chosen as modeling, as you know the user is John. So if you say modeling, it will automatically make a owner as John. Then let's see how we can do this. We'll close the documents. I will remove all this. We can use a fresh document to understand this. All this part I should remove. Delete. Children, everything. Enter everything. So this is a different user's documents. I can remove this. Open a document from here. Let's see how we can do this. Here I will take this new joint. From here I will take this bracket. Check in this here. Okay, I will check in this document into this. Before enabling this lifecycle status, you need to enable from here. If you enable this, then you will be able to apply the status. Okay, now we have 3 different lifecycle status, and we are assigned the rules for it. Let's see how we can apply this. Remember, you should give access here, and also from this project tab you have to give all the access. I will select this and check in this document, and here the lifecycle status is modeling. But what is the login we are doing here? PDM W admin. here you can see, if I say life cycle status modeling, it will say the owner will be John. Okay, but as of now you can see we are logged in using PDM admin. So if you check in the document, then he will be the owner for that. But when I say check in this document using modeling as the status, life cycle status, now you can see the document will be given with the name as John. Now the second step is I will go to analysis. Okay, and let's see how this will go. I'll remove this document. Okay, right click. Okay, here we cannot remove it since it is in the different user. We have to go here. We close this. Once again, we'll open one more part. In this part, we are going to understand about analysis, that is assigning the second rule. I will check in this document into PDM admin. Where the PDM admin user will make this status to be analysis. Here analysis, and check in this document. Now you can see the user right now it is PDM admin. But here what is the status? The second revision level should go to motion simulation. But motion simulation, once again it will change. Okay, let's see what is that motion simulation. Go to the motion simulation. Okay, right now we'll close this. I'll check in the component. Check out what I said here. It is the second, the other document revisions. Now we will do some modification here, like apply a FLUENT on this face. Now I will check in this document using analysis, the status, and I'll check in this. Now you can see right now the female part doesn't have any ownership since we had given this analysis. So if you see in motion simulation, it doesn't have any owner. Okay, but when I say analysis, motion simulation, the owner should be this one. Let's see what are the change we'll get here. We'll remove this document. We cannot remove it. So first I will take the ownership. Now I can remove this. Once again, I will check in this document into design of moon, and I will say the status is analysis, checking the document, PDM admin. I will remove this fillet and I will check in this using same analysis. Right now you check in this document. Now you can see the owner is changed to Rizwan. This is what we had given here. Let's see how this motion simulation will work out for the third rule. This document, I will open one more new part. In this part, I would like to check in inside this design of mode, check in, and here I will say status should be motion simulation, check in the document. In motion simulation, the rule is set for the third level. We are checking here. Now I will open this document. We had said here clearly in motion simulation, the document owner will be Rizwan. So once you check in the document, it automatically gone to Rizwan as the user. And now I will go and check out, and I will log in as Rizwan. And now you can see he can check out the document. And yes to all. Now I will make some, no, not this component, this one, slider. Open this, check out, yes to all. Now I will do some changes here, and once change is done, I will check in this document using status as motion simulation. Check in this document. Now you can see the revision level is changed to John. You see here the second revision level, which means modeling. So in the second revision level, if I check in this, it is given as modeling. Once again, it is changing to the John as the document. This is how you can assign the life cycle status for a component or for a project in the product lifecycle management. Look this video very carefully when you are assigning this rules for modeling, analysis and motion simulation. Remember, you have to give access for these two projects everywhere, and also you should give access here. And don't forget to check all the settings when you're practicing this lifecycle status, since you have to be very clear with these rules. If you're not clear with these rules, definitely it is tough to explain. So go through this video specifically focused to understand this lifecycle status, assigning lifecycle status for the project. And this is useful if you say the part which is finished by John, you need to go for the second analysis. If you select the lifecycle status, he will not have the access. The next user will have the access he can use for the next process. And this is all about giving lifecycle status. And next, properties. When you check in any document, you can see we have only standard dialog box, which is having only predefined settings like owner, project, status, mode. But I need to enter one more property called as cost. Go here, new property, make it as cost, and click OK. Click OK here. Now if you check in here, you can see there is one more tab added here as cost. Now you can enter the cost what you require, and you can check in the document. So once you assign the lifecycle status, don't forget it has to be once again disabled so that you can understand the other concept. Otherwise everywhere it will be applied and you will be confused why it is given. So understand when you want to enable and when you don't require the lifecycle status. And now let's see the other topic as assigning standard libraries. Assigning standard libraries, which is very simple to understand. When you require any standard parts like bolt, nuts, everything will be retrieved from the toolbox. So when you check in the assembly which is using the toolbox components, you will make a copy in the local drive and you'll also make a copy in the server. So this time you don't want to make this mistake. So what you do, you can give the path where the standard library is available. If you given the path, then the parts which is available in this folder, assigned folder, you will not be able to check in the documents, which will avoid the multiple copies. This is all about doing standard libraries and assigning it. And triggers will give you the advantage of using the notification. And this is especially used to solve the problems specifically with history tracking. And when you know the XML language, you will be able to understand all these trackings. And this trigger will give you information the format of XML, which is once again understand by the user. If you understand XML language, you can understand clearly where the server got stuck and where the project file has lost and how can retrieve it and where it is modified, and how we can understand the customer properties where it is modified. So it will give notification like bump revision, check-in, create projects, move document, open document. Everything will be given very clearly in XML format. Now this is all about understanding triggers, adding libraries and adding properties and lifecycle status. To have a better idea about standard libraries, refer our activities given in the reference guide. And also for the properties, we are given specific activities. There are nearly 5 activities in reference guide. Complete each activity with respect to objective. Understand the objective and go and do it, so that you can have a clear idea about what you're going to do it. Because the activities given there is designed such a way you will use one command from here and other command from this tab. So you will understand the objective, and if you do it, you'll be able to understand how this PDM can be used for the effective product data management. It's all about product data management. Let's see the next interesting one, creating photorealistic views. PhotoWorks. PhotoWorks application is based on the Mental Ray rendering engine, and it is used to create realistic images out of the part model. As you know, When you show the model with one single color, the customer will not be attracted, and you have to show the component in a realistic way so that you will be able to sell the product and you will be able to reach the market so easily. And in this slide also you can see the chain is shown with an photorealistic way. So what exactly we are doing in PhotoWorks? We are creating a photorealistic image. And once again, to make you understand, it works on the mental ray rendering engine, which is an effective engine for rendering, which is most preferable in industry. We'll start first with applying colors. Let's see how we can do this. To use this, we have separate add-in called as Photo Studio. Go to SolidWorks. You can go to Office Products. Here you can choose PhotoWorks. But in the new version, it is given with the name as PhotoView 360. And now we are going to see with the application PhotoWorks. In this model, you can see this bulb is shown with one single color, but previously it was showing in two different colors. Let's see how we can apply this. Here you are able to see a color is given here, that is for the entire solid body, entire part, but I need to apply it specifically for surfaces and specifically for solid bodies. Now this is one solid, and for this I need to apply color. You can choose from here the sweep body, select appearance. From here you can choose which type of metal texture you want to apply on this face. Here you can see we have different type of materials available. I will choose glass, gloss, and from here you can choose. I like to have clear glass and click OK here. Now it is shown in the clear. I will remove the sharp edges. Now you'll be able to see the glass, but I don't require this color. I'll make it as white. Go to first remove this appearance and select from here, and you need to select the body where you want to apply this. And when you are selecting it, you have the advantage of applying on the one single face or selected face. I'll click OK here, and I will hide this. And this is how you can apply color for the entire part or for the specific bodies from this feature manager. And apart from this, when you are applying, you will be able to use textures. If I feel this solid body, okay, should be having the different colors, select this. Once again, appearances for the entire, not for only for this body. I will choose a texture from here. I don't require this plastic. I required from this stone structure, paving, and select this. And if you select this, you can see the dynamic updates of the material, stoneware, and I need earthenware. This is how you can apply the textures, and you can see the effect immediately on the screen. Granite, marble. From this, which type of marble you need? I need dark marble. You require. So whatever you need, you can apply on this. Or moreover, you can do it in this way also. I will create a flat sheet, and let's see how we can apply for this. I will take this top plane and I'll offset to a distance reverse, and here I will make a sketch on this plane. Go to this plane and make a sketch. Make a small circle of this diameter, and this should be planar face. Once I complete, I will apply for this surface. Go to this appearance. Now you can choose which type of texture you would like to apply here. Mesh, you can apply this. This will be shown a difference in the rendering process. Okay, now you will not be able to see this. Still, you can go to mapping. You can say which type of mapping you require. You can say mapping, and I would like to rotate this. You can rotate here, rotation. Which type of rotation you require. You can select the reference Z-axis, and I'll play this on this one. Move this to get here. Once you placed it, you can see the rendering effect. Once you render that, you can see the effect on this. Click OK here. Now I'll go and save office products. Now you can see in the preview window, instead of doing the whole rendering process, we can see in the preview window, so that we can avoid the time consumed in this. Since if you go and do the whole process using a render, it will take some time to process. Let's see how it shows the effect. Now it is taking the textures what we applied there for the base sheet, that is surface, and you are seeing the real time effect of the texture on the part. It's computing entirely whatever the texture we had applied, but we applied white color, but it's showing in different way. The reason is the background and the shadow and the different options what we set for PhotoWorks is different, and accordingly it behaves. You can change this. Once again, go to the PhotoWorks rendering manager tab. Here you can see appearances. Here I don't require this appearance, I will detach this. I don't require all these appearances. Detach. I required appearance only for this surface, or which type of light you required. Let us see the preview window once again. What will be the effect if I remove all this? You can see the effect of this part without applying any color. Now we will go and apply the color for the specific region. Let's see how will this work out. Sweep part, where is the sweep? This is the portion I want to apply color. I will go and choose a color from here, medium gloss. I'll choose this one and I'll click OK here. Now let's see the preview window, how it works. We'll make this to be enlarged, and you can pan and you can see the clip it in the middle, and now it is once again rendering the image. So this preview window, once again, it is most efficient one, which will show the exact preview before you take the print of the same image. Click OK. Now you want to control the shadows. You can control the shadows from this screenery. Go right click here, and scenery. Here you can apply. Right now it is backdrop studio room. You can go and see rooms. Okay, let's see one thing. We'll make it as a preview window here. Let's see the dynamic update of this. We don't require the lighting shadow. Go to shadow here. Right now it is calculating. Transparent shadow, whatever required we can apply here. I don't require no shadow. Apply. Now you can see shadow will be removed from this part. No, not yet. So what we need to do is this global shadow control. Go and say environment. In this environment we need to change. Here we have select environment image. I will use no environment. I'll apply. Now we will not find any textures on the model, but as far as light, it is not shown bright. So what we'll do is use select environment, go and browse from here which type of environment you need, so that you can all white studio. Click open here. Now we'll be able to see the difference once this environment is applied, because environment has different type of light settings and different lights. If you don't require the lights, you can once again choose lighting scheme from here. Which type of lighting you require, you can choose from here. I required this type of lighting. I'll go for dim light. Okay, apply. And once you do this, once again I'll go to background. I'll choose from here the other background lighting. Now it is in the process. I'll go and choose the background spotlight, background odds, use studio cube map, open and apply. Now we'll be able to see the effect of the environment what we chosen. And let's go to the room. If you require, you can show the room if required by selecting this visible areas. But once you decided to see this, definitely you should understand the studios available here. You can go to studios and you can see some predefined lights, floor, everything will be available. I will go and choose this is wood floor and I will apply this. Now we'll be able to see the difference once it is updated. You can rotate the component and you can see the difference there. Now you can see the difference of this part which is placed on the floor. And once again you can say which type of format I need. Garage, apply. But when you are doing PhotoWorks, there is one more thing you need to understand. It should be in the perspective view. I'll go to the perspective view. I'll minimize this or I'll close this. Let's see the perspective view. I'll close this once again. And here we have perspective. And go to the preview window. Here you'll be able to see once again the same thing. But you can see the garage room what you selected according to the first I will minimize the room, and here I'd like to see this is how you can apply the textures and you can apply the rooms and you can see the real-time effect on the part. Now let's see how can we render only specified window. I go here, we have the command, all the commands will be here. Render area, if you choose this, only this area will be shown with the realistic effect. And you want to save the images, go to PhotoWorks, you have render last, the last area which you specify that will be rendered. Render selection, if you select this body, only that body will be rendered. Now I will stop this. I will say this part, PhotoWorks render selection. I will be able to see only that part will be shown with the rendering effect. PhotoWorks render to file. If you use render to file, then you will be saved in a separate file. Here you can see background which is saving a default one. You can also schedule the time if required to render it automatically. And once you complete, you can attach the other things like decal. Let's see what is this decal. And if you look into this, we have the advantage of adding light also. To add lights, go to edit, view, light and cameras. Here you can see direction light you want to apply, you can apply this. You can control the color of the light using this one. Click OK here. If required, I can add this light. I don't require this light. Delete this, or we can hide out this, or let's let it on this. We go to view, light, cameras, properties, delete which light? Direction 1. Not direction 1, direction 3 I should edit it. I should switch off the direction 3. I think direction 4, no. Which light we switch on, I don't know. Okay, let's see how this work out. Go and hide the sketches and close the file, once again open, so that I can easily take the advantage of removing all the default settings. Now let's see how we can apply the company logos. Go to PhotoWorks. We have here decal, and what type of logo you need. I require SolidWorks logo. On which surface? Mapping. Select the specific surface, this surface, and you can see it is applied. You can control this using this dialog box. From here you can control, from here this plane, using this plane you can control it. You want to rotate, you can rotate using this one. Once again, how you want to rotate this, where you want to place, and how you want to rotate this, which degree. And when you are placing it, you have the advantage of using mapping. Which type of mapping? Cylindrical, projection, spherical, and fixed aspect ratio, fit width to selection, illumination, image, what image you want to place, and you can also make image mask file. Everything you can do it here using. Make it a 0 degree, but it's not. Make this to be 368 degree, and now it is placed. This is how you can place decal on the face. Applying background, we had seen in the sceneries. Here you can right click and go to scenery. From here you can change the background. This is what background. This effect, when you change any of the background, you can see the effect in the final render image. Applying materials, decal, setting up of camera. Go to view, lights, cameras. Here you add camera, and target you can place where you want to locate. I would like to target this surface. It's there already, it is targeted here, and target on this surface. And camera position, I will position using this surface. And now let's go and tilt this. We'll see how this will work out. Okay, I'll click OK here. Position, make it as 0. Let's see, we'll fix a camera. Let's see how the walkthrough can be created. Sketch in this top plane, not top plane, sketch top plane, and here I will create an arc, or will create a circle. Now we will make an arc so that we can reverse it if required. Circle, second point, and now let's go to the view, lights and cameras, add camera, target is here, and camera position is using this one. And now I will place it here, make it as 0, looking in this direction. Click OK. Once you complete it, go to animation and you enable this one, and also you should see in the camera view. I will right click camera view, and the camera view should be locked. What I can do is camera view, and here we have cameras, and here I will say lock camera, camera view. Everything is selected. And now what I will do, I will move this camera from one location to another location. And now what I will do, I will double click the camera position, and I will say it should move from 0 to 100, and click OK. Now once again you play this. Now you can see the whatever the movement we did, it is right now behaving as if we are doing a walkthrough. So here we had kept an wire path, which is an path for the camera to travel, and we are seeing the entire thing using this animation. This is how you can create walkthrough using SolidWorks. Same you can save as an animation file, and you can play it as a separate video. This is how you can create walkthrough effect by using cameras and this path. And in SolidWorks 2012 version, you will be using not PhotoWorks, PhotoView 360, and also you have a separate application called PhotoView 360, which will give you the advantage of creating the realistic images so dynamically and also in a easier and fastest way. And that's what all about PhotoWorks. Practice the activities given in the reference guide to understand the PhotoWorks and modify each and everything available in the PhotoWorks to understand how the effect is shown. And the last one, we should not forget to follow this. Complete the activities given in the reference guide with respect to PDM, PhotoWorks and WORKBENCH. And also don't forget, when you go with PDM and PhotoWorks, understand the objective and what you're going to do in the entire activity. This is common for, I'm saying about SolidWorks, PDM, WORKBENCH, PhotoWorks. These three chapters will be given with respect to the activities, and there you need to concentrate on the objective and the concept behind this and why we are doing it and what is the application example for each and every command. That's all about SolidWorks. I hope definitely this training will make you understand the tools and commands to use in SolidWorks. Once you go through all the commands and if you practice the projects given in the project workbook, definitely I'm sure you will be the most proficient user of SolidWorks. Thank you. To give you an idea about loft and swept command in part modeling, I will be explaining the commands involved in creating this wedge and the approach involved in creating this wedge component and also the handle of ice cream scoop. Let's see how we can create this. Now this is the wedge part. So what is the first thing I did? I created planes at different levels as per the dimension given in the project workbook. Once it is completed, I had used loft command blended these two sections. One is having 30 mm as length for the square, another is having a rectangle of size 0.250 width and length of 75 mm. These two are lofted to form the first feature. The next feature you can see I created circle of diameter 41 and another circle of diameter 42 and another circle of diameter 26. See, these three are blended to form this shape. You can see here we had used three sketches and finally this edge is once again used to create this loft. This is how we can create this wedge component. Now let's see how can we create ice cream scoop handle. Here you can see the first step involved is we have a sketch which is created as per dimension given in your project workbook, and we had applied material of thickness, much of thickness, let's see in the dialog box 2 mm. So once this thickness is defined, next we will be creating a plane and there is a line segment which is defining as the path. Now we'll go and create a sketch that is ellipse of size 20 mm, that means minor axis. The major axis you can see it will be created later because anyway the end will be defined by using this guide curve. So we created this elliptical shape in this guide curve as per dimension given in your book. So we can create this entire spline, and using sweep command we will select the first elliptical shape what we drawn at this end, and this is the open guide curve. And apart from that we need to use, you can see here the open group 3 and there are 1 and 2. So this middle we have one more line segment and that will be used as the this sketch 5 is used as the path. So once it's completed, okay, cancel this because wrong selection. Now, so with the help of this guide curve, and there is a one more sketch which is supporting this swept feature. After applying this, after creating this, let's go and apply dome at the end by selecting the edge, and we can apply the distance of 7 mm, and you can see the creation of smooth edge on this end. Once it is completed, as usual, we can apply fillet on the sharp edges. This is how we can create the handle using sweep command and dome applied on it. Now let's see the other component creation in SolidWorks. Bottle. This is an oil can bottle. Let's see how it is created. So the first basic, it starts from extrude. I'll roll out this here, and the basis we created and sketch with fillet on the edges. The second, we created a plane with an offset distance of 46 mm, and next we created one more extrude on this plane, and using loft we had blended these two faces, which means we had selected this edge, this edge as this face and the bottom face for blending, and after this we had applied one more extrude feature on this, and we applied fillet on the bottom faces. So once it's completed, we used extrude cut to create this feature on the faces. So for this we have parameters given in the drawing sheet. As per that we can create it. And next, there is a one more sketch creation is required, which is used in the later feature patterning. And the next is shell applying thickness. That the whole solid object is converted into some thickness. Once this completed, we created a basic design like this, a small extrude feature on this face, and this we apply dome. It is creating like this projection on the surface, like how you can see in the calculators, mobiles. And next, by using circular pattern, by using curve pattern, we will array this created based on the sketch we drawn earlier. Using this elliptical as the path, we had created pattern around it. So once it is done, we will mirror on the other side. The next one more feature we will create, it is another extrude on this face, and this will be filled once again with a dome, and using fill pattern we'll apply we'll just fill on the entire face, and you can see the easiest way of filling this on the surface. This is how you can see SolidWorks is user friendly in applying and creating the consumer product design so easy with simple tools. So once this is done, the other side is also mirrored. Here you can see another sweep command is used to create thread on this face. So to create this sweep, I hope you know that first we'll create an helix curve, and at the end of this we'll create a triangular shape like this, and we can sweep this. This is all about creating part modeling commands using sweep and loft. In this video, you are going to see the creation of iPhone cover using surface tools available in SolidWorks environment. And as you know that part modeling is a different approach and surface modeling is a different approach. So now I hope this will give you an understanding and better view on creating a surface model using limited tools available in SolidWorks. So first, understand the different details given in the sheet. Here you can see a detail view is given, and this is shown in this area, detail A, scale 5:1. So now that sketch is created initially in the front plane. You can see the dimensions given over here. I just given an approximate value here, and this value is rounded off here. So once you create this, there are some dimensions which you can assume so that you will get the shape exactly how we require this. So now once you complete the sketch, we need to create additional plane. Before that, we need to extrude this to some distance symmetrically on both the plane. The extrude depth is given here, 53.68. So here you can assume how much you want to give the round-off value. So once this is completed, you can create a plane exactly coinciding on this edge, and that plane you create and sketch like this arc exactly coinciding with this arc in this side. So based on that, you can see there is an arc created, and now apart from this, there is one more path we require to guide this profile. So I created one more plane, or we can take this even top plane, and there we can create this guide path. So once you complete this, go to surface tool, and here you have swept surface. My profile is this and path is this. Now right click this to accept this surface generation. So once this is completed, now we need to close this bottom surface. So go to fill surface. Here we have the edges to choose as the selection. I'll choose all the edges which is having continuation. So select all the edges, and now what I will do is I can choose either contact, or I can choose tangency or curvature as the surface finish. Here I will use tangency as my entire continuity, and I'll click OK here. So now the bottom surface is created without much of complicated steps. The next, we need to have this on the other side. So for this, we don't want to do once again. We can replicate this. Go and choose mirror, and here I can choose mirror plane as this front plane, and faces to mirror I will choose this face and this face. I'll choose once again this face. Okay, remove this. I'll choose bodies to mirror. I'll check this face and this face. Click OK. Now you can see the other side is created. And to apply thickness to this material, first this should be a single surface, that is single sheet. For this, I'll go to command surface knit, and I will choose this surface, this, and all the surfaces are connected, and just click OK here to create. So thickness is added. Now we can go and choose the command insert, feature, and thicken. Thicken command is okay. I need to choose from here. Okay, I will enlarge the interface so that I can choose the thicken command. Enlarge this. Surface tool. Here we have thicken command. I hope we can get from here. Thicken. Yes. So here I will use thicken and select this entire face. Thickness is 0.5 mm. I'll click OK here. Now the entire model is created. Once it is created, we can hide the unwanted sheets. Here we don't require the sheets, so we can hide the sheets which we don't require here. We can choose, or we can just leave as it is the display how it shows. So now you can see the phone is created. Now you can use our display manager module. Here you can go and apply the colors by choosing add appearance, and here using this appearance command we can apply the colors on this. Here I'll go and say appearance, here which color you require, plastic, or better we can go and choose from here I want to apply color, and here we need to say not the whole design, only the surfaces, sheets I want to apply. So I can choose this sheet and I can apply color. These are the sheets I would like to apply color. Faces, this face, and on this face also required. So what I will do at this face. But here if you see, we are able to apply only on this sheet. If you want to really make on this sheet also, we need to first split this into two different faces, then you can thicken this, or we can use a datum plane here, and we can go and say split, and then I need to say intersection these faces, and now that face can be used to apply the colors how we required. Now I'll click OK here, and also we required, okay, this side is created, click OK. Now I'll go and say appearance, and now let's see how we can apply this. Faces, same black color, not entire thing, we'll leave as it is. And now we'll go and say this color, faces I want to apply on this face. Okay, what we'll do is we'll remove the entire thing and we'll apply as a fresh piece. I'll go to appearance. Here I will remove this area and I'll say faces. We need to apply face on this face, and color is this color, this face, this, and all the faces we can see the required color can be applied here. And now once this is completed, you can go and choose the shaded in more, and we can make it as sharp edges to be not shown. You can see the cover is ready for display. This is how we can create a surface model using limited commands, but smartly you can design the iPhone cover. In this video we are going to see how this helmet designed using surface tool. Here I created already the profile, guide curve, sketches required for this helmet design. Let's see the dimensions applied for this sketches and what are the entities used to create this. Here if you see, I chosen a plane and I created this profile first using a spline, and I applied a tangential constraint so that here you will have a smooth transition between this vertical arrow, and this same profile is created on the other side, and I applied dimensions between these points. So once this is done, I gone and once this is finished, we will create the next set of sketches. Here you can see another profile using the same spline command. Here this is a spline, and here you can see this is an arc. So the entire arc is created, and the dimensions whatever it is given here, the same it is applied here to create this. So once this is created, click OK here, and now we created another datum plane here at the end of this curve. Plane is created at the end of this curve, and on this curve we created another ellipse by using spline command. By using spline command, we will be creating another ellipse by passing through these points, and the points is dimensioned with 124 and 103 spacing. Once you complete this, we will be creating a datum plane, another datum plane. This is for different purpose, let's see later. And here there is a sketch I created. So what I will do is, once you create first, second, third, and we need to create another profile for trimming the surface created. To start with, what we'll do is we will use loft command. We'll go for loft to create this geometry. The profile, I will use selection manager, and I will say the first profile is this. Profile is this, and the guide curve is the bottom one. Profile is this one, and second thing, second profile, and third we have, and fourth we have. Yeah. So once this is done, the next thing is we need to apply a guide here, and after this I will use close loft, and I will say the geometry will be created based on the 4 guide curves. You can see here. So give done here, and now we need to trim the unrequired faces. Trim the we don't require these bottom faces. So I go and say trim, use trim surface, and here the trim tool is this. And the remove, what we want to do is the bottom face and this face I want to remove. So now we had removed this, and I also hide it. And now next thing what we need to do is, here we need an profile to create, and there we want to finish this area, right? So what we'll do is, I'll use a plane which is available on this, and I will say feature and insert geometry. Now what I will do, I will just extend the window, and now here I will say which side we used to create. Okay, now this side I will take, not the back side. This is the front side I would like to take. So front plane, here the front plane I need to choose this plane should exactly pass on this point. Okay, so once you create this, go and create one more sketch here which will say the profile for the front geometry to create. This is the geometry, front geometry, and okay, 3-point hook from here and to end here. We need to create roughly, then we align it. This point, this one should pierce. We had to apply pierce constraint, and I will apply. I will reduce this, and I will say this should have pierce constraint. So I think it has applied there. Both the sides we can see. If you want to see the constraints applied, you can go to view sketch relations. I'm going to leave as it is without dimension. Now here what I'm going to do is, I'm going to have one more plane. Okay, and this plane I will just create a sketch here. Let us sketch here, and that will be used to trim the unwanted area from here to here, from this point to this point. Okay, and I will say this point. Now using this I'm going to trim. So go to surface, trim, using this tool, remove this area. Okay, the reason is it was not properly coincide with the sketch what we required. So delete this. Now I'll hide this plane also, and I'll create one more plane offsetting from here. Reverse the direction, and I'll increase the space, and I'll keep it over here. Click OK, and here I'm going to sketch the side. Yes, and I'll say the arc has to be cut exactly from here to here. And I'll click OK here. Now trim, surface, trim, remove this area. You can see this, the face is removed. Now using this we can fill using fill surface command. This is the area I want to fill. See, just create an approximate geometry here, and being with the same geometry here. I'm just showing you an example how can we create this. But still you can see here there is a one more face we need to remove. So I'll go to trim. Here I will say another face should also be removed. So remove this area also. Now almost we completed this, and we can use the other additional advanced command to make impression same on this face. To show this one example, I'll go and say add material for this and extrude let's see in the front view. Make it as here 50. Here I will make it view. First I will have to place it in one view so that we can understand exactly up to here I want to extend. Once it is added, now what I'm going to do is, using this I'm going to impress. I'm going to press. I'm going to make an emboss shape. So for this I'll go and say deform. Here I will use surface push. This is the direction is I will use top plane, and deform region is this, and the area which I would like to make here, now it is just computing the whole thing. And here I will say select body. The inside body is a selection. Now let's see in the front view. It is computing actually right now. Just see in the front view so that we can get exact idea how it is modified. So now I will move this, move to some distance here, and now we can apply some value so that we'll be able to see the difference there. I'm just dragging it, but the geometry is not supporting it. Let's see how it will give us a result. So once this is moved, now almost we moved it. Now this value will make it as 50. Now it is computing. Okay, we need to move this. This should be once again 10. And we need to move this to some distance so that that punch shape can be made there. To some distance outside. See, I just moved it, click OK here. Now you can see the solid is pressed, embossed on the top of the head. Still, if you make the parameter like the distance of the body here it is 10. Still, if you modify it, you will be able to see the shape exactly what you require. Make it as 5. You can see the difference in the geometry created on the face. Click OK here. Now accept this. Let's see the difference there. 5 mm we had input. We had given input of 5 mm. You see the geometry created, it is different. So you can see I'm explaining you how the shape is used to emboss on the sheet by using advanced command available in SolidWorks. So now if you move this body still in the down direction and the distance is optimized, you can see exactly the shape will be embossed as per requirement. Here I don't require this much. I'll just move downwards and I'll leave the shape. Then you can see the optimized shape what we required there. Now it is moved only 2 point up to 2.17. Still we need to move here. Just moving it downward direction. Now once it is completed, here I don't require 5 mm. I'll make it as 10 mm so that the shape will not have that much difference here. So 10 mm and still make it as 20 mm. Okay, now click OK here. Now you will be able to see at least optimize the shape. Okay, it doesn't have any difference. Okay, now you can just practice by applying some values, and you can see how this face will have exact embossed shape on the face. This is only you to have an idea on the advanced tool how you can use to get the exact consumer product design using SolidWorks environment. In the project workbook, we have 4 surface modeling exercises. One is iPhone cover, and second mouse design, and third helmet, and the fourth is bottle design. The mouse design, you will be exploring it and you will find the smartest way of creating it. To assist you to create the bottle I'll show you the approach and the tool used to create the whole design. So initially you can see all the details given here. The same it is used to create these sketches at different level. You can see here these dimensions are given in your project workbook, and using that you can see in the bottom 220, the same it is given here 220, 200. This dimension is used here, and the sketches at different level created, and using surface loft command these sketches are blended. And here you can see there are two guide curves which you need to create. So once you created, you can see the surface model of the bottle. It is the half of this. Then you need to trim the unwanted area here. Here I will draw a sketch like this, and this sketch will be used to trim this area. And once it is finished, we will go and create the 4 boundaries joining between the sketch and this surface. As an example, I just select this and I'll show you how this is created. You can see first edge on this side and the second edge on this line segment. Similarly, we have created these walls, that is these sheets, and after this we had created the other half, and we had finally joined all the surfaces into one sheet. And now what I will do, this faces I will hide it, and now I'll go and select fillet in these edges. Once again fillet on the other edges, and the next I'll create one more plane. So this plane will be used for creating another loft on the top surface. You can see here the other sketch I had created, and this sketch and this edge is between these two we had created a loft. You can just go and see the loft how it is created. I'm just selecting the top edge and this edge. By selecting these two, you'll be creating a loft. Then I will use surface fill. So surface fill is used, and we had filled this bottom surface, and once again all these surfaces are connected, and we had given some thickness to this, and finally we will remove all the sharp edges using fillet command. So here we have fillet, and now you can see the complete bottle created using the surface tools.